grade 6! Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Maam Ann. For today ay meron naman tayong panibagong lesson tungkol sa ating Science 6 Quarter 4 from Week 4 to 5. So, 2 weeks po ito. So, but before we start, if you're new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will updated if I have a new upload video. For today's lesson is about Earth's motion. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to demonstrate rotation and revolution of the Earth using a globe to explain day and night and the sequence of seasons, and also differentiate between rotation and revolution and describe the effects of the Earth's rotation. When we say demonstrate, you need to explain, describe, elaborate, discuss, and everything. If we say differentiate, you have to compare and contrast the word rotation and revolution. So, meron na kayong hint nito kasi for our previous lesson ay meron na akong natakal nito. Previously, about the different season in the Philippines, there are two distinct season, diba? The dry and wet season. There's two distinct seasons in relation to its physical and geographical location of the Earth. As you can see in the globe here, so it is a matter of the geographical, kung nasaan yung na-locate yung Philippines sa globe. It is above or under equator ba, or in the tropic area ba siya, and so on. So, sa AP nyo naman, ay napag-aralan nyo naman yan kung saan tayo na-locate, and the average temperature and amount of rainfall and the Earth's positions around the Sun during its revolution. So, most of the time, yung temperature natin is warm, and lahat most likely ng animal time, you will learn the different Earth's motion in relation to the day and night. So, the sequence of seasons of the countries on Earth and effects of Earth's motion. So, the Earth is made up of rock, soil, water, and air. So, yan yung four major elements. So, it is one of the planets that spins, when we say spin, umiikot, and travels around the Sun. Umiikot din siya sa Sun. So, as the Earth spins on its own, and it's also the Sun within the year. So, the Earth is a very tiny part of the universe, but home to many forms of life. So, napapansin nyo, in the entire solar system, hindi rin tayo nasa pinakauna ng solar system, hindi rin tayo yung nasa dulo. Nasa katamtaman lang tayo. That's why many life forms, yung biological forms, nandito lang talaga sa Earth. Kasi very unique siya. So, God created the Earth and all the other planets in our solar system. So now, the Earth moves at a constant motion. So, basically, the motion of the Earth can be classified into two ways. So, there are two classifications of movements of our Earth: the rotation and the revolution. Okay, so meron na kayong idea nito kung what is rotation and what is revolution. So here in the globe, meron tayong illustration sa globe. And the upper part of the Earth, that is called the North Pole, and the lower part of the Earth is the South Pole. So, ibig sabihin yan yung Arctic and Antarctica na mostly na very icy siya, very cold siya, and that part of the Earth. So, now, every day, the sun appears rise in the east and travel across the sky and set in the west. So, tatandaan talaga natin yan. Yung sunrise ay palagi sa east and yung sunset sa west. Okay? sunrise sa east, set sa west. So you can observe this day in and day out. But the sun does not move from east to west. Tatandaan natin yan. Kasi nung bata ako, akala ko tayo, yung sun ang gumalaw, then akala ko din nasa loob tayo ng earth. So, parang ganun. Tapos yung as I grow older, and then nag-study din more on about science, so now, nalalaman ko na, wow, balik pala ako. Ganun. So, hindi ang sun ang gumagalaw, but the earth itself, umiikot siya. So now, the earth is spinning on its axis at a regular and steady rate once every 24 hours or one whole day. So now, let's integrate math. How many hours in one day? So, 24 hours. So, 24 hours siyang umiikot. 12 hours sa day, 12 hours sa night. Okay? That's why we have a clock. Meron tayong orasan. So, again, 12 hours sa day, 12 hours din sa night. Sum up, we have 24 hours in just one whole day. So, this movement of Earth of its axis is called rotation. So, yan ang tawag sa kanya na kapag umiikot siya with an on axis, that is rotation. So, the Earth axis is an imaginary pool going right through the center of the Earth from north to south. Then, the direction of Earth rotation is from west to east or counterclockwise. So, ang start ng ikot niya is from west to east, counterclockwise. Okay, tatandaan natin yan, yung how the Earth rotates, the direction of the Earth rotation from west to east. Tatandaan niyo po yan. Comment niyo yan, Earth rotation from west to east. Lumalabas yan sa mga NAT, ganan. Kahit na nung exam ako ng LET, lumalabas din sa mga teacher. So, hindi talaga siya nagbago. So, look at the figure 1. On the left as the Earth represented by a globe. A globe is a spherical model of Earth. In this figure, you will see the Earth rotates on its axis counterclockwise and the spinning of Earth on its axis in the Earth's motion called rotation. So, one complete rotation of the Earth makes up a one complete day with day and night happening with 24 hours. When we say this globe is spherical model lang siya ng Earth. Kasi without this realia, hindi natin visualize kung how this Earth shape, how it rotates. So, mga genius talagang gumawa niyan. It takes a long time na gumawa ng globe. So, kailangan pa lang umikot sa buong continent, sa buong para malaman kung anong yung mga maps doon. So, hindi basta-basta yung ginagawa. So, it takes a long time. Maraming process pa yan. Effects of Earth rotation, the day and night. The Sun is the closest star to the Earth. Again, and again. Our Sun is a star. Star po yung Sun natin. So now, the Sun seems to rise in the east and set in the west. So the apparent movement of the Sun is due to the direction of Earth's rotation. Kasi nga, yung rotation ng Earth is from west to east. So that's why, parang opposite sila. Kaya yung pag sunrise ni Sun, sa east siya. And then, yung pag-sunset sa west, kasi parang magkasalungat kasi sila na. So, the apparent movement of the Sun is due to the direction of the Earth's rotation. So, this rotation of Earth causes day and night. So, this, look at this figure. Apparent kasi yung paggalaw ni Earth. That is why we have the day and night. So, look at this illustration. Obviously, this white part, so it nakaharap siya sa sun. So that is why we have experiencing day. at the back of the Earth, they experience night. So, while the hours running by hanggang sa siya naman yung nagka-daytime, tayo naman yung naka-nighttime. So, yun lang po. Everyday cycle siya. So, look at the figure 2. This time, the illustration shows the sunlight are represented by the arrows in the figure, received by the Earth as some of its parts making in daytime for these parts facing the sun. On the other hand, the figure shows that as the Earth rotates, the other side of the Earth does not receive sunlight, making it nighttime on these parts of the Earth that are not receiving direct sunlight. So, hindi sabihin natutulog ang sun. Palagi lang siyang umiilaw. Ang Earth lang ang umiikot. Kasi natatakpan na tayo ng sa kabilang panig ng mundo. That's why we experiencing hindi na kasi tayo nakaharap sa sun. That's why we have night. And the second motion of the Earth is that travels around the sun in space. This movement of Earth around the sun is called revolution. So, yan. Ito na yung ang Earth mismo ang umiikot kay sun. So, yan ang tinatawag na revolution. Kanina sa rotation, sarili siyang gumagalaw sa kaniyang sariling axis. So, ito naman sa revolution ay umiikot siya sa sun within 1 year. So, the Earth revolves around the sun in a counterclockwise. Palagi talaga niya yung counterclockwise. Palaging counterclockwise ha? From west to east. And then, it takes Earth's 1 year or 365 and 1/4 days to revolve around the sun. So, magta-travel siya in a whole 1 year. Then, back to January, hanggang meron tayong mga New Year. Nagta-travel kasi siya. So, we have experiencing season na yan kasi as the Earth travels, baka meron din yung mga atmospheric condition na happening. So, factors din siya na nag-create namang seasons. So, to compensate for the existing time and to keep the calendar in sync with the revolution of the Earth, a leap year is used for every 4 years. Ibig sabihin, yung leap, hindi yan sa leap natin na ginagamit ito. Di ba napapansin natin sa February? Minsan, merong February 28, minsan may February 29. So, yan lang naman po ang kaibahan sa month natin. So, depende yan. So, itong tinatawag natin ng leap year, nangyayari siya every 4 years. Minsan, yung mga ipinanganak ng February 29, 4 na taon silang hindi mag-birthday kasi lumulutang lang yung 29 after 4 years naman. So, mag-birthday naman siya, tapos ganyan. So, ganyan lang kung ikaw ay pinanganak ng February 29 sa dulong-dulo ng February. So, a leap year adds 1 day to the end of February once every 4th year to complete the 365 and 1/4 days. So, dyan po kinocompute yung leap year na meron tayong 1/4 days sa buong taon. In figure 3, the arrows show the motion of Earth as it revolves around the sun through its orbit. So, Earth orbit is an elliptical path space where it takes around the sun. So, this motion called revolution. Tatandaan po natin kapag ang revolution, si orbit ang partner. Kapag si rotation, ang partner niya ay si axis. Okay? Tatandaan. Again, i-comment niyo para hindi niyo makalimutan. Rotation, partner niya si axis. Si revolution, partner niya si orbit. Ganyan ako mag-aral nung bata ko pa ako. Mga palatandaan lang kasi pag naglabas sa exam, ganun lang. Tapos, 1 year, 665 and 1/4 days, leap year, 4 years, every 4 years, and then rotation, 24 hours. 12 days, 12 hours and day, 12 hours night. Yun lang. Ganun lang ako mag-study nung kabataan ko. So, effect of Earth's revolution for 4 seasons. So, nangyari kasi yan, hindi lang sa Philippines kasi itong sa Earth. Yung sa some part of the Earth experiencing 4 seasons. Sa atin lang kasi dalawa. Kasi nasa tapat tayo ng equator. So now, it takes 365 and 1/4 days or 1 year for Earth complete one revolution around the Sun. So in some countries, this movement of the Earth causes 4 seasons, namely summer, autumn, winter, and spring. So different parts of the Earth have different seasons all throughout the year because of the Earth's revolution and the tilt of its axis. So the Earth tilts at 23.5 degrees. As the Earth moves around the Sun, the Earth axis is always tilted in the same direction throughout its orbit. So as a result, different parts of the Earth receive different amounts of sunlight at different times of the year. So hindi talaga siya pantay-pantay. Lalo na kapag nagtitilt siya. Yung tilting kasi, ito yung dito. Ito, axis to, di ba? Habang umiikot kasi tayo, nagtitilting din siya. Parang nag-i-slant. So, hindi talaga yung direct heat of sunlight nun, hindi masyadong na-receive lahat ng some of the countries, konti lang yung na-receive nilang sunlight kaysa iba ding countries. So, hindi pare-pareho. And, ito sa summer begins in the northern hemisphere on June 21. During this time, the North Pole is tilted to its full 23.5 degrees. So, imagine natin kung ano yung gaano kalawak yung 23.5 degrees yung pag-tilt niya sa pag-slant. So, toward the sun siya. Kaya, yung North and South Pole, meron experience siya ng 6 months of day, 6 months of night. Kasi, every 6 months lang siya nag-change ng position. At sobrang bagal ng kanyang paggalaw dyan. Unlike nang nasa gitna ng mundo, mabilis lang. Hindi katulad nung nasa dulong-dulo sa North and sa South. So, the Northern Hemisphere experience its longest day period at the same time, and the Southern Hemisphere experience the shortest day. So, yun po. Pag ang North Pole nag-experience ng gabi, sa South Pole, araw sila. Tapos yung South Pole naman ang araw, yung North Pole naman ang gabi. Ganon. So, next, autumn starts in the Northern Hemisphere on September 21. So, during this time, the sun is over equator. This time, at the axis of Earth is neither tilted toward nor away from the sun. Also, on September 21, the length of the day and night are again of the equal length. It is called the autumnal equinox. Kapag pareho lang yung length nila ng time sa day and night sa autumn. So, ang tawag nun is the autumnal equinox. Same length of day, same length of night. 12 na siya. In winter, starts on December 21. At this time, the North Pole is tilted to its 23.5 degrees away from the sun. So the longest daylight occurs in the Southern Hemisphere, while the shortest daylight period occurs in the Northern Hemisphere. So now, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kapag dun sa North Pole is experiencing summer, dun sa baba naman nagiging winter. Tapos next naman, pag winter, si South Pole, summer naman ulit si Northern. Kapag sinabi natin summer, naka-face talaga siya sa sun. Tapos pag winter, hindi masyado. Okay? So, the spring begins on March 21 in the Northern Hemisphere. During this time, the sun is over the equator and the Earth axis is neither tilted toward nor away the sun. On October 21, the length of the day and night is equal. This is called the spring equinox. So, yan po. Spring equinox. Kasi pareha na rin din yung para siyang autumn and spring is same, and the winter and summer is same din siya, but salungat. So, dito sa ating figure, ito na yung while they revolve around the sun, meron siyang mga kasi sa next topic nyo about ang tawag nito, constellation, mga ganyan sa universe. So, natin, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Yun po, kasi tatandaan po natin yung pagtitilt niya sa axis sa sarili niyang axis is 23.5 degrees. Malawak talaga yun. Kasi, how big is Earth naman? Diba? It carries a billion of people. Imagine na lang natin, kung titingnan natin sa mapa yung Antarctica and Arctic, sobrang lawak niya. Mas malawak pa sa Pilipinas. Tingnan natin ulit sa ating mga globe. Okay? In our learning test 1, draw a diagram of rotating Earth in the box and explain why the Earth has day and night. Do this in your answer sheet. So, if you're fluent in English, obviously, you have to explain or describe it into English. If you're not naman, if the middle lang kayo is, you have to Taglish. If hindi pa talaga kaya, di Tagalog yun na. So, wag na stress ng buhay-buhay, no? So, yun nga, you have to draw and explain. So, in our learning test 2, draw a diagram of revolving Earth around the Sun in its box and explain the sequences of season. So, use arrow that represent the direction of its movements and answer the 2 questions. Explain why Earth has day and night and explain why Earth has sequence of season. Ang una, summer, autumn, winter, and spring. Okay. In our learning test 3, complete the information needed in the table below about the Earth motion. So, there are 3 columns. In the first column, time to complete the motion. When we say time, oras yan. Or day, or something ganyan. Basta it is a matter of numbers. And direction of motion, it's a matter of motion. Yung ikot niya or something galaw-galaw, ganan. And the reference point for motion, nasa, third quarter, reference point, and effect of the motion. Kapag ano ang epekto niya kapag gumagalaw ang Earth and umiikot din siya sa Sun. Madaming pwedeng isagot dyan. In our learning test 4, on your answer sheet, label the diagram on the right based on how you understand the reasons of the occurrence of season, including the following. 1 is the name of each season. 2, the date each season begins. 3, the Earth's axis showing the tilt. And the 4th, arrows to show the movement of the Earth around the Sun. So, in our learning test 5, create a short video presentation on how day and night occurs during rotation of Earth. Make use of a globe or available materials at home that will look like a Earth, and a flashlight or any materials at home that will be like the Sun, producing the light. So on your video presentation, show and explain the occurrence of day and night as the Earth rotates. Send your short video presentation to your teacher. Be guided by the scoring rubric for video presentation. So now, here our rubric for this video. If you want 4 points, so you must follow the excellent. Okay? To sum up of this week 4 and 5 lesson, so we should remember that the 2 basic motion of the Earth are, first, the rotation. What is rotation? So the rotation that causes day and night, it takes place on its axis within 24 hours. What is revolution? Revolution that causes for season in some countries, it takes place on its orbit within 365 and 1/4 days. Okay, so in our learning test 6, answer the following in paragraph form. So do this in your answer sheets. How does the Earth move in space? Why do we need to have a leap year once in every 4 years? Explain why it can be dark in the Philippines and daytime in New York City at the same point in time. Use the terms rotation, sun, and Earth. 4. Explain why season occurs. In our assessment, choose the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. You have to read and analyze the question and answer the letter of the best answer. And that's all. So, thank you so much, grade 6, for watching. And if you want the soft copy, please check on my description box and also our key answer for the assessment. Aside from that, yung ibang learning test is more on performance kasi siya. So, yun lang po, and then good luck and thank you so much for watching. God bless po at mabuhay po tayong lahat. Keep safe!